Welcome to the Van Ryn Compliance Podcast with Rob and Dawn. We help growing teams reduce risks, build trust, and stay audit ready without the overwhelm.
Dawn and I wanted to kick off June by talking about something a little more personal this year. What it means to be a founder-led, family-owned compliance company helping other founder-led companies protect what they're building.
That's right, Rob. And why compliance is not just paperwork with your name, your clients, your team, and your reputation attached to the business.
So why are we leaning so heavily into founder-led compliance this month, Dawn? Do you know?
Yes. Well, we work with many founder led companies all the time, different industries, and we enjoy working with them. And we thought this would be great to kick off June, kick off summer. Yep.
Yep. And many are growing past their informal stages. We also have a lot of companies that are family owned and they're generational businesses, and a lot of people rely on those. A lot of their clients are asking harder, tougher cybersecurity and certification questions from HIPAA to ISO to SOC, even high trust. And compliance is continuing to become part of the trust and sales.
Yes, absolutely. And what does being a husband wife founder team teach us about risk and operations? It teaches us a lot.
A lot.
Patience.
Patience is a big one.
Patience.
Yes.
Well, business feels personal, and it is. It's a relationship. When you build a relationship, a partnership, we call them partnerships with clients and with those that third party suppliers, if you will. We want to build partnerships. Reputation matters. You want to know who you're working with and what their reputation is. Have they been recommended by others in the industry or just other clients? And the process matters as well. What kind of process do they do? Do we trust the process? Do we believe in the process? Do they believe in their process? And just the operations and accountability to protect the business, making sure that they trust you. They know that your framework is going to work, is going to help their business, is going to be shaped to fit their business.
Yep. And really look at compliance as protection, right? It's not just paperwork. It's not about just checking the box. It's about how do you protect the business that you've built? And how do you protect a business that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years old? And how do you help it and protect it to go another 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years? Because we really want to focus and make sure that our clients talk about their trust with their clients, right? It's not about vendors. It's about being that true partner, ensuring that your clients can trust you with their data, right? It protects the team. It protects the payroll. It protects the foundation of the business and the founder's reputation. All this, yes, it does tie into sales. It makes you a brand that you can trust in the world, right? But also prepares the company for audits, questionnaires, incidents, and growth. Those are the key pieces. And especially now that we're kind of waiting for the next round of HIPAA regulations to be actually approved and governed into law, these are the things that your clients are going to be asking you, and things are changing.
Yeah. So there's I guess a founder problem and basically
Opportunity.
Yes, opportunity, yes. What changes when a company grows past the early stages? So, a company that's only 1 or 2 years old. What changes? You're obviously going to grow. So, it used to just be Rob, and then it was Rob and I. I mean, it was always Rob and I, but I was kind of in the background. But what happens? You hire an employee. When you get a system, go on our, training platform, our audit platform. Oh, we're utilizing this partner to do, certain services or an external auditor, that type of thing. Or we're getting client demands, if you will, of requests. I won't say demands, requests for additional services, which means what this means is there's more data, there's more risk, there's, we're adding, right? Well, we have to have, the structure, the framework. We have to, if you will, operationalize.
Yeah.
I know that's
This
kind
is
of
true.
a word that's used a lot, but that is really the truth.
Yeah. It is. You got to be able, that helps you. The other word is scale, right? Helps you scale, be able to serve more people in that high caliber, high touch way that not only have we built Van Ryn, but a lot of our clients that are family owned businesses have built themselves, because we know that family owned business is the backbone of America. We know that that is defined by 500 or less employees, and almost 90% of all business in this country.
Hmm.
That's a lot. It's not the big
Yep.
corporations that run everything. It's the family-owned businesses. And with that, there are some of the common gaps, some of the common problems we see within family owned and founder led businesses as you're getting going, you're getting started, you're getting things rolling. So we see a lot of outdated policies. We'll see things that haven't been touched in 10 years. We'll look at the privacy policies on the websites and we're like, oh, we haven't touched that since 2009. Okay, what have you been doing? Oh, we tripled our business. That's exciting. But auditors, lawyers, and your clients are looking out there. They're checking, seeing what's going on. Inconsistent training is another area we're seeing. Is like people don't have the most up to date training. Plus, the laws changing from a federal standpoint and a state standpoint, and just an industry. Even the NIST frameworks, those are changing. We're seeing a lot of training that doesn't hit the right mark, right? So we built that training. We got to make sure that customers have the right training for that. The partnership review process. This is that vendor review process is really key and important to all. The biggest risk to your business is third and fourth parties that are utilizing your data, providing a service, but how are they utilizing the data? Are they actually, ingesting the data internally and using that data? Are they farming that off to their own third or fourth party? What are they doing with that? You need to know that direction of where they're going. And then, really the risk analysis. That's a key is you have to have an audit. You need to understand where the risk is in your business to really understand the gaps, to understand the vulnerabilities to the business and what can take it down from a cyber attack standpoint, from a data breach of regulated data, be it financial data or be it health information or be it personal identifiable information or GDPR related regulated information if you're within Europe, and understanding that. And then really making sure when you get those security questionnaires, you know how to fill them out correctly. You need to provide all the evidence. And no, you can't just say, don't do this, don't do that, NA, yada, yada, yada. Because as an auditor, when I see that, when you see NAs and stuff there, that tells me you have nothing. So I'm going to dig deeper, and your clients are going to continue to dig deeper as well. Those are the key pieces that we're saying.
Right. And the big one,
The big one, Dawn.
the AI tools being used without approval.
That's it.
AI, AI, AI. We've been hearing about that a lot.
We're not even real today.
Yeah.
Generated.
And the bigger piece of this is I wanted to touch on this is when you have a family run business, a legacy business, you need to make sure that you've got a plan. And this I'm not talking disaster recovery plan. I'm talking about a succession plan. I'm talking about an estate plan, a business plan. Do you have an operational agreement with
Mhm.
partners? Do you have who does it go to? Is it your kids? What does that look like? Who's going to run payroll if you're not around? Who has access to what? This is really important. We did one at the start of our business and we just updated ours this year. And it is really important and things change. You should have a really good business or estate attorney, that is reviewing this with you on a yearly basis. We do it quarterly, but I think biannual, excuse me. It's important. It's important to know if something happens, who's going to take over and who's in charge. So I can't press on that enough because we work with, a lot of legacy, a lot of family run businesses, and most of them have things in check, but some of them don't.
Yep. Think about it like
And
taxes.
yep,
Tax day,
yep. So
quarterly
that's one
payments.
thing that's one thing. I know it's hard to do. And then, I said that right after saying AI, which AI everyone's freaking out about because where's my data? What's going on? You know, um, and so I know that's a whole nother piece of it. But this is really getting down to your business, everything in your business. This is employees, pay, this is everything. So it's very important. So I just wanted to add that to
And
the list.
and diving into that, Don, your lens is more the operator's lens. You're
Hmm.
the operating officer and co-founder, right? And so how the business runs, the processes, decisions, the HR, the bits and pieces like that. As founders are listening today, what should they take away from that? When you put your Van Ryan trucker hat on, which we
Yes,
have, these are new, these are exciting.
these are on our merch store.
As a COO, what should people take away from?
Yep. Well, in your operations, like I was saying, operational agreements, that type of thing, you have to have compliance has to live within that. And in compliance, we're not just talking HIPAA compliance, we're talking compliance in general. There's also HR compliance. You've got employees probably in different parts of the country.
Or
There are
world.
different employee laws in different states. There are different requirements that employees that you have to provide employees in different states. There's different taxes in different states. Compliance is all around us. Compliance is, insurance. Like, what are you offering your employees? What do you have coverage in your business? Do you have business insurance? Do you have an E&O policy? Do you have a general liability policy? Do you have work comp? All this stuff. This is important as a business, because you don't want to be behind the eight ball if something happens and you don't have coverage or you don't know who does what. So compliance has to live in the operations piece. Someone has to own it. We realize that some of these compliance officers, some of our customers that are owners, they are the compliance officer, the business owner, the HR director, they're everything.
They're everything.
So it's
Yep.
really important, if you're everything or you have someone to delegate to, who's got what and is it documented? This is really where policies, procedures, all this comes into play. It can't just be told someone something. It can't just be a handshake and good intentions. We know how that ends up. We're not mobsters here where we can just shake our hands and agree to something.
It was easier
It has to
then.
be in writing,
Right.
and
Be in writing.
and it has to be documented, so everyone knows what everyone's supposed to be doing. So.
Yeah. The other thing too is I've talked to a lot of folks, and so have you, Dawn, about acquisitions. There's always acquisitions going on.
Mhm.
M&As every day.
Mhm.
That's what I always say. And everybody's very good as a founder level at looking at P&Ls and the financials and the revenue and sales books and all that. But a lot of people forget is the risk of compliance and data security. Do you know that company that you're buying or the company that's trying to acquire you, have they had data breaches? Have they had data incidents? Have they had security issues? Have they had problems like that sort? Are you taking on that responsibility, that liability on your company? Making sure that you do the due diligence is just as critical, if not more, than the P&L. Because what happens if there's a litigation or a lawsuit sitting out there? What if there has been a breach that you still have to pay for and deal with down the road? Those are the key pieces in items like that. So make sure that you're really going through those steps and making sure that
Mhm.
you actually get through like an actual, cybersecurity and compliance audit of anybody that you're acquiring or about to be acquired. Those are the
Yeah.
kind of key pieces.
Because we've heard the stories. I acquired someone I've known for a long time and everything was a mess. Do your due diligence. There's definitely companies that do valuations of businesses to
Mm-hmm.
come to evaluation, but you also can go in and do compliance review. Happy to do a compliance review. Hey, I'm looking at this
Yeah, we do
company.
that.
Hey, we can do a quick little gap assessment, something like that, to kind of review what security measures they have in place before you actually purchase them. You don't want to purchase a lemon because you probably won't be able to return it. It's not like a car.
No lemon, there's no lemon laws.
Yeah, there's
Well,
I don't
it'll
think
just
there's lemon
fail.
laws.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, you don't want to get into a litigation and all this kind of stuff because you said this and I said this. So it's really having your business, operations, and your kind of like packaged up with a bow on it. As if you do go to sell it or you hand it down to your kids or to their kids or to a friend. You want it to be, pretty organized. And it's not to say get it organized for that. It's saying just get it organized for now, in the present. Don't wait for something to happen. Don't wait for that, well, we have to sell it or, whatever. Do it now. Take those steps to get things operationalized and organize it. And as founders, sometimes we get, we're visionaries. Rob's a visionary. I'm more operations. We get caught into what's next, what's fun, what's shiny, what's this and that. But you really have to focus on, where you're going, where you're at, and where you want to go, and set those goals and get everyone on the same page and work together. And obviously Rob and I are, we're partners in business and personally, and not everyone can do what we do. I mean, we get that. We do have customers that are also husband and wife, and it can work. I mean, it
Oh,
works
yeah.
out great for us,
Yeah.
but even that, if we were just partners in business, you've got to have clear expectations and clear, roles and responsibilities. So it's really important to make sure your business is healthy and you're on the same page and your partner isn't, skimming off the top or anything and to be successful.
Yeah.
So
And you said it earlier is compliance is not overwhelming, but it needs ownership. It is up to you as a founder. It is up to you as a family-run business. It's up to you, even if you have other investors. Maybe it's still a family business, but you have other people that have invested. And I'm talking the big VC firms, the PE firms. There could be other people, just silent investors.
Yeah.
You need ownership, and they're going to hold you accountable for that. And that's kind of why we are focused on this summer. It's summer family travel time, right? We're founders helping founders protect what they're building. And if you have questions on HIPAA, SOC, ISO, high trust, all of those, how to build it, just simple data security, reach out to us. Put us in the chat. Send an email to hello@vanryancompliance.com, and Shay will grab that, and we'll schedule time to do a founder compliance review. So with that, we appreciate everybody's time. It's good to be here, Dawn, with our new trucker hats.
Yes. Yes. Go grab one yourself.
That's it. Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.